We are here. It's Legal Help Live time. I'm Ralph. That's Ryan. We're here to answer your legal questions right here on City TV Channel 16 if you're in Santa Monica. If you're in Los Angeles, that's LA 36 or Channel 36. And if you drop your remote, that's where you come back to. I know you're not going to change stations during the broadcast unless the remote falls and the television changes automatically. But call us at 1-800-405-4222. That's a toll-free number. That's your key to get in and ask a legal question, and Ryan and I will do our best to answer.
See what we can do.
What's up, Ryan?
Not much. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. We were in trial last week together.
We were. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you and I haven't really tried a lot of cases together.
No, we had a 3-day vacation down there.
Very much so. Very, very much so. Well, I need to tell you about this. I saw this on the Daily News website today, and I have to say this out loud. West Covina, 3 men. I'm reading from thedailynews.com. 3 men who allegedly tried to carjack a West Covina police officer in an unmarked car.
Oops. On
a plainclothes assignment. Now these guys are in custody. Apparently, they came up to this on-duty undercover police officer and told him to get out of the car. The officer stopped at an intersection. The 4 men approached the officer's vehicle, according to the police. One of the men yelled out a gang name, reached under his shirt to his waistband as if reaching for a weapon, and demanded that the officer get out of the car. That is not what the police officer did. What the police officer did was slowly drive to a parking lot at a library while calling for backup. The gang guys are chasing him on foot. He gets to the library parking lot. The gang guys get to the library parking lot, and a lot of other police cars get to the library parking lot, and everybody's in custody. Interesting.
Very.
So what's happening with you?
Oh, not much. I was going to tell you about the U.S. Supreme Courts.
Oh, which case?
The ruling that came down regarding the New Orleans man who was put away in jail for 14 years was on death row.
I have that, yeah.
So,
tell me about it.
Well, he was exonerated from the criminal charges eventually.
Because?
Because it wasn't him. For a couple of reasons.
They were going to execute this guy.
He was on death row. His last appeal had just about ran out, and luckily someone came up with this. But the district attorneys, the people that were prosecuting him,
yes,
they were aware, and they hid from the defense attorneys the fact that his blood type did not match the blood type of the person who wasn't for the murder that he was in trouble for, but there was a carjacking that they said was related.
Yes.
He's a type O. The blood for the carjacking was a type B. So there was no way he could do the carjacking.
That's simple.
And they were aware that whoever did the carjacking did the murder.
I got to ask you this: how could the district attorney in good conscience do that? I mean, seriously, how could they do that?
In good conscience, I have no idea. It's who knows what the motivation was for it, but to put a man to death when you actually knew that you should have been at least let the jury decide whether he's guilty or not, but to hide that information.
But that's not what was before the U.S. Supreme Court.
No, it wasn't. This man, after all that happened, of course, America being America, he went and wrote a book, and he also filed a lawsuit against the district attorney.
Okay.
The basis of the lawsuit against the district attorney was the intentional concealment of the evidence. It was not only of the blood, but there was also an eyewitness that said the man that did it was 6 feet tall and had short cropped hair.
Give me a break.
He's
and this guy didn't.
5'8" with an afro. So it was obvious it wasn't him. So he was awarded $14 million by a Louisiana jury.
Okay. This is in New Orleans.
New Orleans, right.
Yes.
To compensate him for being put away for 14 years, for almost being put to death. And the appeal of that decision, of the awarding of $14 million.
That's $1 million a year.
It's probably not enough.
With no almost executed surcharge to it, but it's about $1 million a year. I'm not sure it's enough either.
I would not trade positions.
No.
Not in a heartbeat.
But what did the court do?
The court said that it was not a proper case, that they had not established, I guess what they wanted was a pattern and practice against the district attorney.
Okay.
The district attorney has a lot of immunity, a lot of prevention from a type of lawsuit like this, unless he goes way above gross negligence. And, and the U.S. Supreme Court said that there wasn't a pattern and practice because they only did it to this one guy.
Was this a split decision?
It was a very split decision.
How split?
5-4.
Let's go to the phones. Let's take a call. Okay, we have a call from San Bernardino. Come on in and talk to us.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but we didn't get your name. What's your name?
My name's Camila.
Camila, okay. What can we do for you, Camila?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay? Hello?
Oh, hi.
Hi.
I hear you.
Ask your question before something electronic goes wrong.
Okay, my parents live in the Valley, and they've lived there for my whole life, for I think like 30-something years, and they live in the hilly part.
Okay.
So they have houses that are above them practically, and the house that's the closest to them is pretty much directly above them. They were doing this massive construction on their house. They've been planning it for a long time, and so there's always construction there and all this stuff. And during that last rain that happened in LA, it was really bad, but it pretty much flooded 3 rooms in my parents' house, and it was coming directly from this construction site. And this has never happened before. And, tons of other people have had construction, but this time it just, when you looked up, you could see the water just pouring down directly from this construction site. And, there's mud everywhere, and it's going to cost a fortune for them to fix this, not to mention priceless photos from, my parents, like grandparents and stuff that we can't replace.
Well, that's a shame.
Destroyed. And I'm just wondering, they're kind of like older, and they're not really like gung-ho about getting involved with the legal system, but I was wondering if there's anything that I can do.
Well, you know what? All we can do is suggest whether there's some litigation in the future, whether there's a cause of action, whether your parents could successfully sue. I can't point you in different directions. Ryan, let me ask you this. It sounds like it's a fairly simple, straightforward kind of case.
It's the basis of a straightforward negligence case is that someone else did something and it damaged her parents. And under American jurisprudence, you're liable for that.
Isn't there a principle about water flowing, water above? Whoever is responsible for the water above is going to be civilly liable for damage to somebody whose property is damaged by that flowing water below. Isn't there like a general legal principle?
There's the principle of gravity.
Yeah.
Which I think the law follows that as well. If water is above someone and it follows a natural course of events, it's going to go below. And if it damages the person below, then almost all the time I think you hold the person who had the water above liable.
Yeah. I think there are 2 things that can be done. One is civil litigation. A good lawyer should be sought out. Did you say your parents live in the Valley?
Yeah.
The San Fernando Valley?
Yeah.
Well, there's a San Fernando Valley Attorneys Association, a bar association. Your parents might try that and let the bar association know that this is a water flow issue. Someone who's familiar with that type of litigation is going to be very informative and very helpful, I would think, to your parents. In addition to that, they might seek out